going live, going. 9 o'clock, Krishna. What's wrong with this clock today? Oh, yeah, Tokpa. Thank you for being the first to join us. And welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Ada Matthew. So I know you love to come with Elegbete Sports. Let's have some fun doing the show today. Let's just have fun. It's Thursday, right? Some people say single on Thursday. Some people say it's the day before the real start of the Boogie Down weekend. The time that is Friday. But so let's just have some fun. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed all of the stories from Talk Sports as we connect with them and they tell us all of the things you need to know about Steven Gerrard. I don't think anybody's going to ask me so many questions about Steven Gerrard again. What's it called? Gabriel Ballon was giving you the insight of how players will be behaving in the dressing room, how things will go left, right, front, back, and center, all that stuff. He was there, Ali McCoys and the rest of the crew were really, breaking it down. After my show, I'll go back again to Talk Sports and you enjoy it to 12 o'clock and then we're done. But yeah, if you're just joining us, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet. This is Elegbete TV Radio, the best online radio station in the world right now. And it's a combination of TV and radio. For those of you who have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, this is the best time for you to do that. Okay, we are Elegbete TV Sports on YouTube. You could also, latch onto our entertainment channel. It's Elegbete TV Entertainment. Some goodies are coming there very, very soon, and it'll be nice. For those of you who love Alibaba January 1st concert, well, all of the Ozed, how you doing? All of the red carpet moment would be live on Elegbete TV Entertainment, our YouTube channel, on the 1st of January. So if I were you, I would search for it and subscribe to it right now. Click on the notification button because eventually that's where you will see everybody that came for the event. And then a few other things are going up. There's some things, some breaking news, but I just want to keep it to myself for now, and I'll say it, subsequently, maybe in the new year. You guys will know when the deals are signed. Oz, whether for your mind now, because we'll be December, my Sunday happen, anniversary for you, but you don't know. Hey, okay, so there's a whole lot going on in the world of sports. Super Eagles camp is bubbling. Everybody's in the camp. Judo Galo came in late. I'm going to flog him for that. And see when the opinion, the audio Gallo thing, somebody sent me a message. Okay, let me even read the message. What's this message? Hello, Daffy. Good evening. I know that you would be doing your show tomorrow morning. I want you to address this on the show. Your guy that you always talk good about got re-invited into the Super Eagles. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, Judo Gallo. And he has still not been to camp. According to Genotro, when you interviewed him, Odio Gallo is meant to come with experience, mentor the team, and guide them. Late coming, is that also part of what he's coming to? What is coming to offer? I said, your brother is that also what is coming to offer? If they had invited Taiwa Woni, he would have been in camp since. Now, he didn't come early. The funny part is fellow Edo brother, Victor Osimhen, also didn't come to camp early. What if we don't qualify for the World Cup? I will not forgive you, Edafi. And I also will not forgive Gernot Rohr, who will be sacked. And I will not also forgive Jude Odio Igalo. I don't have one chance. Odio, you see where you don't put me now? I don't have one chance. Well, I don't have all the details, and historically, Odio does not have history of coming late to camp. I'm not making excuses for him. You know me, I don't like excuses. I think I'm not happy about it, but I also do not know how to, to break people down until I have all the details about what happened. So it could be connecting flight from Saudi Arabia. It's not coming from Europe, from Saudi Arabia to Morocco, travel arrangement. It could be a whole lot of things. So we need to wait till we have the concrete details, and then we can go talking about what happened, why this happened, why that did not happen. But for now, let me behave like this guy too and say his name is Jude as well. I mean, Jude Emeka. is your namesake. So don't kill me too much for this, for the wrong of your namesake. I think let's keep our fingers crossed and then we'll find out what happens and all that. All hands should be on deck, and let's see that we beat Liberia and get past Liberia and wait for uh, Cape Verde in Nigeria to waylay them or ambush them at the Tesla Balogun Stadium. That's all I can say right now. I don't have much to say. I'm not going to come here and make excuses for them because even what I would say might not be the truth. So let's wait and get the truth on the matter. I was supposed to get Ganatra on the show this morning just briefly to just tell us camp report and all that, but he said he's very busy. He does not have the freedom, the free hand. Like he doesn't have the time within my show time to do something because they will be in training and all that. So let's chill and relax and see how it goes. That said, let's set the ground running. There's plenty of questions. Somebody sent me another message. I'll read that later. But then for you guys, you can lead the talk show, the talking point as well. Tell me what you guys want us to talk about. Lead the conversation. I'm here. We're all going to have fun, whether it's on Instagram, on YouTube, or Facebook. Chooks Pascal, I say good afternoon. Let's get the show started. Yes, it has started already. Ugo Patrick, I say good morning, boss. For those of you who are wondering, don't forget that people are watching from every part of the world. So somebody say good afternoon, it's afternoon where they are. If somebody say good morning or good evening, it is the time that their time zone that they are in. So don't get surprised that if you're doing a show 9 a.m. and you see you're reading good afternoon, somebody make a mistake. Are you making the same mistake? No, it's from where they are greeting us from. People are following us from all over the world. And he went on, he said, now that Igalo is back, is he going to reclaim his number 9 jersey from Osimhen or opt for another jersey? That one has already been sorted out. Junior Igalo will wear number 25, which is also his second favorite number, and Osimhen will keep his number 9. That would not even be nice if Junior Igalo comes in and takes number 9 from Osimhen. It doesn't really make sense at all. So Ojo is not supposed to come in and break the team. He's supposed to come in and make the team better. So that's what he's done. He's taking the number 25 jersey already. So let's not even go there. Natural Labadeo, as I say, want to be the first to comment today. Good morning, Mr. Controversial. I feel like you're the only person that left in this whole planet that still calls me that name anyway. But you have the right to do that. Okay, thank you very much, bro. Adebola Timi Tokpe Oluwaseun for me say good morning, bro. Last season we all agree, not Chelsea. Bros, what's you right now? I honestly don't know how to respond to this, but okay, maybe he wanted to say that. Good morning, bro. Last season, we all agreed that Chelsea needed a striker that can guarantee 20 goals in a season or more, and that is why the Chelsea board break the bank to bring back Lukaku. But yesterday, I was surprised when you said the reason why Chelsea will not win the league, it's because of Lukaku. I want you to explain better to me today. Thank you, boss. Okay. Well, I wasn't one of those people who believe that Chelsea needed a striker that can score 20 or more goals. But I wasn't one of those people who believed that Lukaku was the guy. I think that Lukaku has done everything he needed to do in England, and his England sojourn is gone as far as I'm concerned. He was meant to move on, and then Chelsea needed another striker that would deliver that. Unfortunately, Lukaku is not the guy because somehow when I see Lukaku in Chelsea team, they are more likely not to score than when he's not on the team. Go and look at the statistics. Chelsea with Lukaku and Chelsea without Lukaku, look at the number of goals that Chelsea have scored. You could see that Chelsea is more fluid. They're more mobile. The young players there, they are all moving freely. The goals are distributed amongst themselves rather than playing to a focal point, Lukaku, who is too static for my liking, okay? He's not Lewandowski. He's not Luis Suarez. Neither is he maybe Dusan Vlahovic or Dusan Tadic. He's just Lukaku. And yes, he worked well in Italy, but I don't think that's going to work in England. They bullied Arsenal in that game, and everybody felt like, oh, Lukaku is here. I just think that he kind of like slowed their counter-attacking play. He kind of like slowed their transition. He kind of like also slow their goal-scoring opportunities. And he also makes the other players' decision-making very, very skewed because you're seeing Lukaku there, you want to play for him, and then you make people like Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner all redundant. But without him, they all know that, okay, we all have ourselves to play for ourselves. And that's the point that I was making yesterday. I think that Lukaku would be the reason why Chelsea doesn't win the league title. But if Chelsea play more games without Lukaku, they stand a chance of winning. I think they went 5 games without dropping any points, without Lukaku before they drew this last game. This is just me. I might be wrong as well. I don't have the God power, but I think I've seen enough football to know when a team. It's just like what Cristiano Ronaldo represents to Manchester United or Juventus in the last couple of seasons. There's just that thing that makes the rest of the team don't play well because he's there, like the elephant in the room. And that's the one thing that I was trying to highlight with that comment. I don't know if it didn't sit well with you, but it's just my position on thing. I hope that it doesn't offend you anyway. But if you're offended, it's you that choose to take offense. I'm entitled to have my opinion on footballing matter. Okay, so there is a message here. Ooh, messages are piling up now. Good morning, I say. I think if you can't get Raw on board, you can easily get to speak with the media officer of the Super Eagles. That would never happen on this radio station. So stop wishing, stop dreaming, stop thinking about that. That will never, ever. Oh yeah, Mama, that will never, ever, 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 ever happen on this radio station. See, I told you that. So don't worry yourself. I would rather get information from the coach. Why would I try to get information from the media officer when I know I can get the coach to talk to me and tell me what's really happening? That's not happening. So don't bother yourself. There are certain things you don't do, okay? There are lines you don't cross, there are places you don't go. My mom used to say that no matter how hungry you are, you don't eat from the poison chalice. So I'm not going to go there. Not because of the media officer himself, but because of the station that you represent. You can't do that, all right? It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It doesn't matter whether he's working for the Super Eagles right now. I already have access to the coach. I could speak to players. Why try to do something that might get him into trouble and puts his job on the line when he gets out of the national team? I mean, you've got to be able to protect people's job as well. You've got to be able to do things and respect the fact that your actions might put other people in danger. I need news. I need information, but I'm not going to endanger anybody's job because I want to get information. Let's always remember that part of this conversation. Okay, I can't wait for Lukaku to win the league for Chelsea and prove you wrong. Lukaku is a very fast player, though. Your opinion, I respect it. The funny thing is, most of the time when people say that this player or that player or this one will prove me wrong, they've never been able to prove me wrong. Should I count for you? Michu, Swansea. What's it called? Wilfred Bunny, Man City. What's the other guy again? They say this guy is the best thing that's ever happened to football. Even Nicolas Pepe. This is not proving me wrong. Eden Hazard going to Chelsea. They said he's going to Real Madrid. He's going to go there and win the Ballon d'Or. The only thing is one is balloon body. Okay, it's not. Yeah, I like to say this, and people say you're bragging about it. I know football. If I go to the hospital, I don't argue with the doctor. I let them do their job because they have given their time to it. I know football. I don't just think I will come here and risk my name and put my name on the line. It doesn't mean that Chelsea can see Chelsea with or without Lukaku. Chelsea can win the league title. So let's put it this way. Say Chelsea wins the title with Lukaku not really contributing. You would jump out of your rat hole and come and tell me, oh, Lukaku has proven me wrong. No, he hasn't proven me wrong. The thing is, he didn't contribute. It's like Arsenal not doing well and somebody comes and say, oh, Pepe has proven you wrong. No, damn, he's not proving me wrong. He's bloody shit. He doesn't even represent any vital contribution to the success of the team right now. As a matter of fact, with him on the side, the team will struggle. Without him, the team does well. Okay, so those kind of situations will arise. But I'm saying that if you pay 89 million for a player like Lukaku, he had better come and be delivering. He had better come and not try to adapt. What is he adapting to? A league that he has played for? Manchester United, played for this same Chelsea. He understands the dressing. He knows this team very well. He's also played for Everton. In this same league, he's trying to adapt. Adapt to what? So I don't buy into that conversation. Proving me wrong is because Chelsea is good. They've got a great coach who can win the league title. And with Lukaku is supposed to be like the icing on the cake. When you watch Drag Race or, those like Fast and the Furious, those kind of fast car movies, there is a point where you now have to introduce nitro. Lukaku is supposed to be the nitro to the engines of Chelsea. He's supposed to be the turbo booster of the engine of Chelsea, the amplifier to the sound of Chelsea. But unfortunately, he's the muffler, he's the stifler. He's the reason why the team is not running as fast as they are supposed to run. That's my point. That's why I'm living. So without without Chelsea have a team that can win a league title. That's just the truth. Apart from, say, Man City, Chelsea is the second strongest team. Liverpool is good, and I'm going to talk about Liverpool today. Liverpool is a good team. It ends there. They are good. They are not a great team currently. That Liverpool team that came second in the league, it's the best Liverpool team that we've had like in the last 15 years. The one that won the league title, yeah, they won the league title, so you've got to give them credit. The one that won the league title is a good team, but they have started coming down. Currently, Liverpool is on the downward trend. They would still, when Arsenal was coming down, they were still making the top four, coming second, third, fourth. They were still there. Liverpool is going to be in that space. But I don't think, and Liverpool fans are not going to be happy with me saying this, but this is just me saying it, and I'm going to say it up front because I don't want to say it when they're already done. I'm just like, oh, but you saw they're already done. I like to say my things up front. So like if it happens, you know that, okay, that we saw this thing coming. Liverpool is not going to be able to reproduce that team that went all the way to play Champions League finals back-to-back, chase Man City with gun, bow, and arrow, green arrow, fly speed, everything, Avenger, Thanos powers, and Infinity Stones and everything to the very final day. And I think they lost only one game that season, and they still didn't win the title. I don't think that Liverpool can do that again. It cannot be that imperious. It cannot be that unplayable anymore. Yes, they still have Virgil van Dijk, they still have Mo Salah, they still have Sadio Mane and the rest of them, but I don't think that they can do that. This is my own opinion, and I'm going to stand on that ground. But what I'm saying is, Liverpool is on the downward slide. Look at the statistics. Look at the numbers. Liverpool are considering goals are going out of fashion, and they want to win award for goals considered. Anybody plays against Liverpool now, the fear factor is still there, but not as strong as it used to be. It's like Thanos with only 3 Infinity Stones, but not all 5 Infinity Stones. So as much as Thanos is still very powerful, it's still very strong, but people can throw punches at him. But when he gets the 5, when they had the 5 Infinity Stones, you don't even come close to them. It's a snap of the finger, you disappear, you are obliterated, you just vanish, you just vaporize, right? So Liverpool don't have that anymore, and teams will begin to find them out very soon. The thing is, and that's the thing with Jurgen Klopp that would come to bite him at the end. It's already looking like he would leave Liverpool with, a bit of disrespect, like Wenger kind of style, but he's not going to stay for 22 years. Thing is, he saw this idea to people that I don't need to spend big. I can go and, sell the players that I have and go and buy some junky players and put them together and bring this hard metal Wenger pressing ideologies and they'll win. But unfortunately, you don't see all those players at the same time. And you can't sell that old hunger to players every season. You've got to be able to, the ideologies you sold to Liverpool players when they have not won anything, and the ideologies you will set to them right now when Liverpool is the winning team is two different things, because people came to Liverpool to come and win something for Liverpool. Right now, people are expecting that they are coming to Liverpool to come and win something through Liverpool for themselves. And if Liverpool does not measure up to that standard, just the way the transfer of Thiago Alcantara have not turned out to be good, there are going to be many more of that than the whole magical Marca signing of Fabinho. What's the guy that plays 9? The ball holding guy again? Roberto Firmino, sorry. I'm combining the Roberto and the Firmino now. Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, Gini, Wijnaldum, they've not been able to replace him anyway. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson and, Virgil van Dijk and all of those people, Alisson. Those guys are going to win. And when they win, I don't think that Liverpool is going to be able to replace them and get the kind of quality back into the squad to the point. It's only Alex Ferguson that has been able to do that kind of thing where a squad goes out, it brings in another group of people, but like it or hate it, he had referees backing him up. He had referees and the FA on his side. Yes, I said it. Manchester United used to have referees on their side. Nobody's going to come and break my neck here. Now they don't have it, and that's the reason why it's difficult for them. But then let me read some messages that you guys have dropped here for me on the Facebook page. Let's start with Kenechukwu Nameka. I say good morning, FA. I think the problem is that Tuchel is not using Lukaku as Conte did. No, that's not the problem at all at Inter Milan. That same thing is what made him not to thrive at United. Lukaku has progressed beyond being a point man. Tuchel needs to play him as a front two. So who's the other person that will play as a front two? Is he not already playing him as a front two? When they play, don't they play with Timo Werner? They're playing with Timo Werner. The thing is very, very static. It's not a part whether they play him as a front two. I've seen him play in the front two, and he doesn't give the depth required for Timo Werner to perform Timo Werner is hardworking. Okay, he runs at you, he drags people wide. He doesn't have the power. It's like this guy that played for Chelsea one time, Oscar Mguava. Okay, he doesn't have all those power to muscle people, but he's running like Nkapi, Fifi rat. You know that long mat rat? He's always running. If that rat enter your house, the smell and the destruction is not here. You have to buy poison if not, because you can't catch that rat with your own hand. Okay, for those of us who know how to pursue rat and catch rat with our hands. Okay, and my brothers from Boko and Otubo and Makodi and Benue State, you know. But truth is, that's how he plays. Lukaku does not give that depth, does not give that, like the kind of thing that Zlatan Ibrahimovic does for every other player that plays around him. Lukaku doesn't do that. He runs slowly, he waits for the ball to come to him. He's like the sheep, he's like Shifo. I'm waiting, and that doesn't work. In the Premier League, it won't work. In Italy, it worked for two reasons. One, Italian league is slow. That's the more reason why people thought that Lukaku can run, have speed, because the Italian league is slow. It's more tactical than it is technical, like the Spanish league, and it is more of tactics, position, moves, you build up quick, you know, short passes and then wide one, rather than pump the ball up front and then start running. So now it's come to a league where everybody is fast. You've not seen that the guy who used to run 100-meter for, say, 3 minutes, have come to a league where people run 100-meter for 90 seconds. You see the difference? Where it was, everybody was running 100-meter for 5 minutes and 10 minutes and 7 minutes. And okay, say he came in and he ran 100-meter for 3 minutes. And oh, this guy is fast. He's broken world record. Now it's come to Usain Bolt league, where people run 9.2, 9.3, 9.4, sub 10. Now he can't even show up again because 3 minutes now is not like eternity in all of that. That's it. And then it's not just about running, because you're not going to always run from your half to the other half. What you do within the short pocket of spaces that you have, because in England, it's more about the short spaces that you have, the pocket of spaces that you have. The movement, the give and go. Somebody wants to play 1-2 with Lukaku. It's always difficult because you give him the ball. Before he will do that, he's 360-degree, turning like a crab. You're either offside or it's just a whole lot, man. I'm not really a fan of Lukaku anyway, so does that make him a very bad player? No, he's a good player, but he's not in the great. Yes, his numbers, his goals numbers are good, but that's because he's played for some of the best attacking teams in the world. He's played for Inter Milan, he's played for Chelsea, he's played for Everton at the time when they were very, very attacking minded, and he doesn't track back, and then he's played for Manchester United. Come on, those returns are going to be good, but currently we're not going to buy yesterday's credit to take care of today's bills. Okay, so yesterday's credit were good cumulatively, because if you really look back at Lukaku, there's not a place where he's gone to play where you can say, oh, he's the rescuer, he's the deliverer, apart from at Inter Milan. And Lautaro Martinez did a lot of great job to further push that point of Lautaro Martinez. You saw what Lautaro Martinez helped Messi to achieve with the Copa America. So it's a whole lot. But let's center on Liverpool. Okay, so somebody sent me this message. Now let me read this. Okay. Hi, Edafe. My name is Eddie. Do you think that Jurgen Klopp can rebuild the team that were so successful that blew everybody out of water? So good that they played in the UEFA Cup and lost to a Spanish team, played in the Champions League finals, lost to Real Madrid in Kiev, and then came back again and won the Champions League over Tottenham Hotspur, even though in the boring finals, and then they won the league. In the season they won the Champions League, they actually gave Man City the scare of their life. But they ended up winning the league title the next season. But since then, there's just that thing about them that makes you feel it's like the engine is cooling off and they cannot replace players like for like anymore. And some of the signings are not living up to expectations. What do you think can be done? Well, I think I started that conversation already, but let's just push it further. One of the things that I know is that it is hard to recreate a golden generation. Okay, only Real Madrid have tried, sort of, but they replaced an entire Galactico with just one man army. Okay, that was Captain America, Cristiano Ronaldo. It's extra Galactico. He was one man who could deliver when you need him, and then the other people also decided to disciple around him. They decided to walk people like Karim Benzema, buried his ego, Luka Modric, Casemiro, Sergio Ramos, everybody came to the party. Marcelo, they came to the party, and it was a good team. They went on winning. In Barcelona's greatest era, Real Madrid still managed to win more Champions League than Barcelona did, and that is always going to be very, very funny if you live in Spain and you're having those banter and those arguments as a Real Madrid and a Barcelona fan. But for Liverpool, I think that one, we cannot get to the place where we can ever fault Jurgen Klopp. I think that Jurgen Klopp did in one lifetime what maybe 50 lifetime of coaches, 50 generation of coaches for Liverpool would have achieved, but he achieved in one lifetime. He matched up with Kenny Dalglish for winning the league title. He matched up with what's it called? He matched up with Rafael Benitez for winning the Champions League. So if you equate the Champions League final loss and UEFA Cup loss and compress those two silver together, you could also match it up with the 2001 5-trophy winning team of Gerard Houllier that won the UEFA Cup, where Michael Owen became the Ballon d'Or winner. Okay, so all of that he achieved, and then put Liverpool on the pedestal that is way, way higher than what any Liverpool fan would ever dream of, because he in one swoop he matched up to Chelsea, matched up to Manchester United, matched up to Arsenal, Man City, and everybody. And like, Liverpool, we are here now, and we are ready. We are up to the competition. But beyond that one, you have to think that over this period, Liverpool did not really focus on building the academy, or probably the talent were not coming out from the academy as you expected. Then there were too many signings that were signed just to come sit on the bench. And, you know, once you start signing players to just come sit on the bench, the problem with the next man who's going to come is they start sitting and thinking with their agent and say, okay, what of Origi that they had? What did they do with him? He only have a chance to play. There was no fair competition. Only had a chance to play when these players are either suspended or injured, or the coach is trying to rotate because there's compressed games during the COVID. What about this other person, Zerdan Shaqiri? What about this one? What about that one? So you start looking at all this and you think to yourself, well, somewhere in the mix, these numbers are not adding up. So I'd rather go to an Arsenal, a Tottenham Hotspur, even West Ham than go to Liverpool, because my chances of displaying, and this is no fault of theirs too, because they are really playing out of their skin. Mo Salah is playing the kind of football that you saw Messi play at some time of his career. But, you know, I am very, very careful not to mention anybody's name with Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo in the same sentence, because those were the things that destroy people like Eden Hazard, even Alexis Sanchez, and the rest of them. So I'm always going to give what is Caesar, give what is God to God, and give what is Caesar to Caesar. Those two are the God level in football. But when we look at Liverpool, I don't think, this is my own opinion now, I don't think that Jurgen Klopp or anybody, football director, whoever, managing their transfer, whatever their scouting network is, can discover, because the players are not out there. Do you know anybody who is in 50% of what's it called, Mo Salah's level right now? No. Roberto Firmino might not be scoring the goals, but what he brings reminds me of Dennis Beckham at Arsenal, even though Dennis Beckham is still way better than Roberto Firmino. But it reminds me of what Dennis Beckham brings to that Arsenal team, because Dennis Beckham single-handedly made two people record goal scorers for Arsenal. First was Wright, and then next was Thierry Henry. In between, he also played with Nicolas Anelka, who didn't play too long with Arsenal. But I mean, you could say that young boy who won the 1997-98 Young Player of the Season in the Premier League was on the trajectory to becoming an Arsenal legend. Okay, but because, you know, somehow that doesn't work because of some factors, doesn't mean that Dennis Beckham didn't contribute to his game. And this is also, you have to put Kanwako in the mix in all of that, so that Kanwako was a magician in that cycle. Hello, good morning. Yeah. I greet you, boss. Okay, Bishop, talk to us.
Yes, so yesterday I was listening to you say something that amazed me. Now, last season, he's talking about if Chelsea can get Lukaku, at least getting the 20 goals, 30 goals, Chelsea will win Premier League. Now, yesterday, they analyzed that with Lukaku, Chelsea cannot get the Premier League. I want you to throw more light on that. I don't understand your statement.
Okay, but I actually have thrown light on that already. I've explained that because somebody threw up that question, and I think I've explained all of that already. I don't think I want to go back now. Maybe you're not listening to the show from the beginning. But I actually was not the one that said they should go sign Lukaku. I was one of those persons. It was Precious Omosuwe that was like, oh, if we get Lukaku, heaven will come down. If we get Lukaku, oh, like if we can just vote for Buhari right now, dollar and naira will be 1-1. Will equalize, irrespective of whether we're producing, whether we're exporting our product or not. Just vote for Buhari. That guy that have light B as his school result, we would be fine. Hello, good morning. Okay, Bishop, talk to me.
Praise me mostly. If Steven Gerrard coming to English Premiership, man, I pity this guy. Because when he was a Ranger right now, it's better for him because he has a guarantee. Nobody will sack him there.
Why is he
But
paying you?
coming to English Premiership, so Aston Villa, the pressure will be much for him. So I wish him best of luck. But if he fails, getting to Liverpool job will be difficult for him. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you very much. What time would okay, so on Steven Gerrard, I'm not one of those people who think he should take the Aston Villa job. I think that he's doing a good job with Glasgow Rangers. And I think that if he gives it like another 2 or 3 years, it would have solidified his legacy as a coach and he could now move. Aston Villa is, Aston Villa is thin ice, okay? This is not the first time that Aston Villa is on this form. If you go back in time, where they had Tony Cascarino, who later played for Chelsea, the former Manchester United boss was their manager, Ron Atkinson, where they had Dwight York, the late Tony Daly. They had, what's the name of these guys? But they had a very, amazing team. I think they came second in the league. Aston Villa, 93 season, that was 93. Aston Villa have been a yo-yo team, like one period they will surprise everybody, another period they will go out. Let's not forget that I think they are 2 times Champions League winner or 1 time Champions League winner, but they've won Champions League. Now they kind of like surprise people with their performance. My problem with Steven G coming to take the team is one, they've lost Grealish. The team is not really holding together. Yet they have owners who have money. Steven Gerrard will sign players, but I don't know. I don't think this is the right time because if you notice, Man City are not going to win down, like going to pull down on being successful. Newcastle will eventually shake off all these struggles and become what they are saying. There is nothing that money cannot do. Money send humans to moon. Money send people to outer space. Money made iron to float on water. Money made iron to fly in the air. We'll call it aeroplane, hot air balloon, whatever you want to call it. Money turned villages, bush, Greenland into sky high, high-rise cities. Okay, money turned Dubai, that was a desert, a boat city, to what it is today. So I know that with money, Newcastle would answer to all of the problem, fix everything, get the right football director. I'm praying for my side, like it should Michael Mela anyway to go and do another 10 years of real structure building there, and all of that. But Aston Villa does not have the financial power to buy results, because there is one thing like Arsenal is buying players and building for results. So it's like the Noah Ark. We don't know where the rain is going to come, but we're building. But for people like Chelsea, people like Man City, you could put Man United in that mix as well, and now Newcastle, these guys don't wait to build Noah Ark. You tell them that there's going to be a rain. They don't only build the ark, they build a bunker. Right? They build a bunker, they build the ark, they build a jet, they build a submarine. They have everything ready because they can buy it. They get the best technologies, they get the best men, they get everything done. So if it comes to Aston Villa, what will be the benchmark? What will be like, okay, you have to get into the top 4. That top 4 is having a very strong firewall, and that firewall is called Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United. I'm still putting them in the mix because Man United have a good squad, just have a terrible coach. Okay, so eventually that will change. They could get Hansi Flick, they could go get Zidane, they could convince Zidane to come. Even though Zidane wants to coach the national team of France, they could convince him to come. They could convince some other guys to come. But I think that the best option that Manchester United should go for is the German national team coach. Like I said yesterday, Germany is not going to win the World Cup anytime soon. Germany will not win the World Cup anytime soon. Germany is going to play in the finals of the World Cup against another 16 to 24 years. So you could take that because as a flick is not going to win the World Cup, even the Euros with Germany. Every time Germany have won the World Cup or won a major trophy, they've had at least 2 potent strikers. Look at the German national team, they don't have one. And please don't say Kai Havertz. Please. Chelsea fans, please don't say Kai Havertz, okay? Let's put that on the side. If you look at the German Bundesliga, the best strikers are not Germans. Lewandowski is not German. Muller is not a striker anymore. He's a creator. But who is he going to create for? Kai Havertz? Nah, brother, come on. Timo Werner? It's not there. If you look at the legends of strikers that Germany have produced, Olivier Bell, Jürgen Klinsmann, Rudi Völler, what's that guy that was the all-time top goal? Klose, Miroslav Klose, and the rest of them. These guys score goals with their eyes closed. Okay, this guy that loves to miss, man, and he wants to score. Timo Werner. So Germany is not in the mix. And then also every time that Germany have won any major championship, they've had an incredible midfield. Okay, and an incredible defender, and that goes back to the days of the Kaiser, Franz Beckenbauer, and the rest of them. But right now they don't have that. It's going to take them some time to rebuild again. The German machine will always re-engineer itself, regenerate, and reform. It's not like Nigeria, where we don't know what we're doing. So they will definitely get their act together and get it built. But in that period, as a flick is just going to be a bookkeeper that is not recording sales or trade or anything. It's just going to be there, get disillusioned, and get kicked out, and then they'll bring in one young German coach in the future that will come and do what Klinsmann did, and then set the ball rolling for someone like Joachim Low, and then it will go there and win the World Cup or win the Euro for Germany again. That's what it takes. So Manchester United, if they need a coach, they need somebody like Hansi Flick. The thing about Hansi Flick is the kind of guy that will come in and take control, because Manchester United needs a coach that can look Sir Alex Ferguson in the face and tell him, sorry, sir, your time is past. Get out of my space. Okay? You don't need the person that Alex Ferguson will still be controlling, because that's the biggest problem that Manchester United have right now. And Manchester United fans will not be happy that I'm saying this, but that's the truth. It's what happened with Liverpool over a long period of time. Anybody that comes in have to measure up to the Kenny Dalglish standard, that they don't have the right to do something different. It was Rafael Benitez that came in that did something different, but he didn't win the league because he also, Alex Ferguson to get to his head, and he was confused, battling in the press and trying to do mind game. So Alex Ferguson got to it, and then referees also worked against him. But then the club came in, and Alex Ferguson is already gone. There was nobody there. There was no Arsene Wenger who could stop him. Arsene Wenger was at his dying bed in coma, instead of coma, and it was a different thing. So I just hope that Steven Gerrard knows what he's doing, living in Rangers. I know that the Scottish League is backwaters, okay? But success sometimes, like David, can be honed on the backside of nowhere. And then you show up with your sling and your stone, and you will slay your Goliath. I don't think he's killed his lion yet. I don't think he's killed his bear yet. I think it still needs to be a little bit patient. But I know that we live in a microwave generation, a 2 minutes no-do generation, 45 seconds sex generation. If you think I'm lying, go and ask Tom Todike. And it's quickie. We're living in a quickie generation. Everything has to be TikTok. Everything has to be short message. Everything has to be very, very fast. Attention span is short. Nobody's going to give you 36 or 26 years to be Alex Ferguson. Nobody's going to give you 22 years to be Arsene Wenger. I agree. But you see, no matter the evolution that we've had, truth be told, we still boil yam before we eat it. I've not seen an evolution that says that because goats, they shop yam raw, human beings, they shop yam raw. There are still some things that still follows due process, okay? So I think that it's a gamble, but then again, coaching job is all gambling. So let him gamble and see. But in my head, in my position, you're asking me, I think Steven Gerrard is not going to do well. Let me go back to my favorite place, Facebook, where, Jesus Christ, you don't want to believe who is there. Okay, my bros gave me attention, got my time today. My big bros, I'm the most intelligent person on social media, and I'm proud to say he's my big brother. Okay, he's an honorable man. I'm very proud of him. If you're on his page, you know what I'm saying. Okay, if you're on his page, he's witty, he's cocky sometimes, but he's God intelligent. Is a writing god. Okay. Mobolaji Olamirire say, what is your opinion about Arsenal current form? Do you think they can make top 4 good morning. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Arsenal have a chance to make top four. It's not automatic. They have a chance to make top four. But January is going to be very, very pivotal to that chance because Thomas Partey will go to the Nations Cup, Aubameyang will go to the Nations Cup, and Aubameyang really does a whole lot in bringing that team together. So he's that guy that helps the bind, the breakaway from defense, transition from defense to attack. He helps that breakaway because all those flick that he does, that's something that he has. You can't teach that, okay? It's instinctive. You can't teach anybody how to do that flick. It's like Thierry Henry, teaching Thierry Henry how to go to the side and then breaking and score those amazing goals, or Robbie Perez doing what he does. Just the same way Emily Rose Smith is trying to be the low-budget version of Robbie Perez. But let's just so that he can be consistent with it. I think that Arsenal have a chance to make the top four, especially if at Old Trafford they stick their gun to not sacking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Because what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will do for Arsenal is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will lose the big games and not threaten to enter the top four. But at the same time, they will stop some other teams from challenging Arsenal from getting into the top four. So it will be good. But then if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is removed and then they bring a coach in the mode of the Thomas Tuchel, it's gonna be difficult for us. Okay, gonna try just sending this message. It said, "Good morning, Matthew. Camp is going well. Training sections are intensive, and there is no injury. Waiting for Noble and Igalo, who have to arrive today." That's coming up from Gernot Ross. So, guys, it's Gernot Ross sending that message, and it says listening via the app on the show. Thank you very much, Coach Gernot Ross, for listening to us. Yes, he said that. Stop talking like a pirate. I just take it easy. Oh, drink a glass of water and take it easy. You're too fast. I'm struggling to understand what you're saying. Okay, so thank you very much. People who are listening, Coach, people who are listening here, they understand what I'm saying. I have 1 hour to talk about all of these plenty things. So let's go to what's the next person? It was Bishop that said that. Okay, it was Mobalaji. Yusuf Idris Alawale, he said, "Well done, the Elevator One of Sport. Watching you for the first time. Paul Pogba should just be allowed to leave Man United. He will leave, and Man United will still not have a solution because Paul Pogba is not really the problem." Doesn't it amaze you how Paul Pogba plays very well when he goes to the French team and then comes to Manchester United, doesn't play? The thing is, Manchester United doesn't have a direction. They play without direction. They don't have a control. They are on a journey without a blueprint. They are on a journey without a compass. So they are groping in the dark. They just don't have a coach who tells them, okay, this is the opposition. This is how they are coming. This is what we will do. Stick to it. You look at Man City, right? Even when they are losing, and I've seen them lose, and I feel like, how can Manchester City have this type of quality and still lose this game, right? But they stick to their game. This is what we know how to do. They are like Vietnamese. You will bomb us, but hey, Tondule, they would come at you the way they know how to come. It's just setting. Manchester United does not have a style. Once the media say, "Oh, 3-5-2 is the best now," okay, let's do it. Then Man City comes and use the 3-5-2 to destroy them. Watch out, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will change another system again. Oh, 4-4-2 is the best. You can't coach like that. You can't coach. You have to believe in what you are offering. Somebody once told me, Mr. Babatunde Akinbode, he said, "Look, in marketing, you have to know your market and master your product. You've got to get to a point where you say to yourself, listen, this is what I am selling. This is how I am selling it. And come what may, hell or high water, I'm going to stand my ground." Okay? That's where you get our word. Worrying the carry last one. Okay? You have to stand your ground and win that way. So I don't think it's a Pogba thing per se. It's just the fact that you guys have a coach that is not good. Menasa Mekije Oyinje said that, "Is Pogba crazy or what? Sterling to FC Barcelona, lovely. Messi is FC Barcelona, so we want him back. God bless it. Thank you very much. Now, to the creme de la creme, my big brother, Ena Ofugara. He said, "Is Lukaku missing?" He's not. How come every striker, Shevchenko, Crespo, Torres, Morata, Batshuayi, etc., all fade, and recently Werner, Chelsea does not have midfielder that are pass first midfielders? Diego Costa just benefited from Hazard, Pedro, and William Primes. Okay, Chelsea has had midfielders that are workers or who want the ball, their own goals. We have never had a Modric. Then they go get a Modric. That's the same reason why. You see, this thing, now, conversely, in reverse form, is exactly what I'm saying. Why spend 89 million? You see, more than 89 million on Lukaku when you first off don't have a midfielder that will feed it. But then Lukaku is also not helping himself. Let's be very fair to Thomas Tuchel, because you can only work with what you have. This thing was already bought before he came in. And you see, business people don't spend money like that. The most frugal people, the smartest people in terms of spending money are business people because it costs them a whole lot, made a whole lot of sacrifice to get that money. Once you got Lukaku, I think that the system. So from let me use my experience. I went to Sweden to play football. I was the only black person in the dressing room. You never know what racism is until it's like see that thing that they shout in the stadium. That's not racism. That's just some idiots getting excited and being delirious and saying things. They're having orgasm in the stadium. That's not it. Racism is when your teammate tells you that I will not pass to you because you are black. That's racism, the kind of racism that you cannot report because even the coach is telling you, I don't even know why they brought you here. You understand? That's the kind of racism that I had to deal with. But you see, the thing is, you make yourself a person of value. And I'm not saying this just because of football. I worked in a place where I was not wanted, right? In this radio journey, I worked in a place where my colleague is telling people to disconnect internet so that I don't use internet. That they were allocating seats for everybody in the office. They didn't allocate seats for me. You understand? I worked in a radio station for years like that. But you see, the thing about work is you're not there for people to like you. You're not there for everybody to be on your side. Passes are going to come the way I understand football. Ball is going to come to you. What you do with the small balls that you get is always important. We're not going to get Luka Modric for you first. Go and get Vominia Boban. Go and get Roberto Personeschi or Zinedine Zidane for you. What you do with the people that are around you, it's always very, very important. Right? So it's not until you have a Xavi or Andres Iniesta. If I am able to convince the people that I'm playing with that, listen, I'm going to have value to you and you're going to also benefit from me, but I need you to do this for me. It's like playing with Victor Moses on one wing and playing with Kanwako on the other wing, and then you're giving the two of them the same pass. You know that Kanwako will never play football. Because Kanwako cannot run. You put the ball on the run, Kanwako is not going to get the ball. Even the worst defender, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, will receive the ball, or Mustafi will receive the ball before Kanwako. But put the ball to Kano's leg and put the ball on the run for Victor Moses. So you have to communicate with your teammates and let them know how you want them to feed you. Yes, your case of Shevchenko, Crespo, Torres, Morata, Batshuayi, and the rest of them is so overwhelming that nobody can argue against it. But let's deal with the merit of today. Diego Costa did not just show up and then became a good player because Batshuayi also played with people like Pedro, Willian, and Eden Hazard. The thing is, you have to earn people's respect in football, especially in these days of social media. You have to earn your respect. You have to make them love you enough to want to take a bullet for you like Bruno Mars, catch a grenade for you. So until Lukaku is doing that and owning the dressing room, I don't think it's going to happen. When you look at Pogba in the French national team, you know that he's owning the dressing room. But I don't think he's owning the dressing room at Manchester United because it's a different for Pogba at Manchester United and a different for Pogba at the French national team. We saw the World Cup in the semi-finals where he took over the coaching from Didier Deschamps. I was telling the players that, guys, this is our one chance. This is our one chance to hit the heights of Thierry Henry, Zinedine Zidane, Emmanuel Petit, and Thuram, Bizarre, Lizarazu, and the rest of them. We've got to do it. We've got the players. We've got to believe in ourselves, and we've got to do it. If we can beat Argentina, come from 2 goals down to go 3-2 up and win that game, we can beat anybody in this championship because there is nobody in this championship that have a Lionel Messi. And we're going to go gung-ho and do it. Did they do it? They did it. We saw it at the recent one that they want to get. It's the same thing. So the environment also matters a lot. Sometimes you've got to create it for yourself. When Chelsea won the Champions League in 2002, I dare anybody to come and tell me that it was Roberto Di Matteo's tactics that won it for them. No, it was the players looking at themselves and saying, you know what, we've suffered for this club. We were there at ELEGBETETVRADIO Stadium and we lost it on penalty. We're not going to do that again. John Terry, are you with me? Frank Lampard, are you with me? Drogba, can you do it? So much so that they were playing at the home of their opponents in the finals. But it didn't cost anything. That Czech saved the penalty in that game against Ryan Robben. They considered the goal first, but they still came back, okay, to break the heart of the Bavarians. That's the point that I'm saying. I think that Lukaku needs to do extra. Today's players are weak, lazy, and easy to fold. You don't fold. You go and fight. You can't come in for 89 million and always be waiting for everything to go well. Well, my big brother went further than to say, is it a Kante made to play high up that will make a striker score 25 goals? If Lukaku is slow, is Werner slow too? No, he's not, but he misses too much. Is it not time for Chelsea to ask itself why our strikers fail? Anyway, we win anyway, so who cares if Lampard chooses to score instead of assist? And if our midfielders are our penalty takers, I like that. See, I'm not going to hail you. It's so what's that? Like Messi scoring goal and celebrity. What will Messi do? Talking about Messi, the stories area say Messi going back to Barcelona will put Barcelona in financial crisis. Good morning, Mr. Daffy. Yes, I think so too. And I forgot I want to say Germany just won the World Cup, and I bet you do not know the name of the guy who scored the extra. I was a commentator in the finals, bros. I was I was a commentator at the World Cup, so I know everything minute by minute in that one. So don't even go there, bros. Don't even go there. But if we want to go there, 2 years before they won that World Cup in 2014, I predicted it that they were going to win the World Cup. See, some things about football cannot change. Some things about football are etched in stone. Does it surprise you that every 16 years, if they play in the finals of the World Cup, they will win one and then lose the other one? Is it surprising to you? Go and check history, bros. Some of these things just stay like that. I know that sometimes we get really excited with the football team and we forget to look at those small details, but they are facts. And those are the things that people like me look at for. I knew that Germany was going to win the World Cup. The World Cup in 2010, for instance, was set prime for Argentina to win, but that was the time the demons decided to make Argentina appoint a coach like Maradona. That's why they didn't win it. And you can see that it was a World Cup set up for Argentina, and then a strange team that's never won the World Cup came to win it. Don't forget that the World Cup is a lottery anyway, and it's a rigged lottery. Just think about that for a minute. You would understand what I'm saying. The guy who scored the extra time goal. Germans are not the best players. They are the crooks, aka machine. I agree with you. Those guys who know how to win and they can win with Werner and Harvard, Germany, Italy, and Brazil know how to win. England, Holland, Belgium do not. Okay, Brazil have also joined the England, Holland, and Belgium. First off, Brazil football started declining when they decided that they needed to adopt European style. You don't follow the show on a regular basis because you're a very busy person. But that was the time I spent the whole day on the show and I said that Europe is recolonizing the world through football. Now, the standard bar is that you have to play European football. Look at Africans, for instance. We used to bank on our speed and our power. That's what brought people like Rashidi Yakini, Richard Owobokiri, Michael Biku, even Clement Emile, Amokashi, and the rest of them to prominence because their speed were like Flash. Or probably they were the reverse Flash, right? And then they had powers. They were God. They were Kunta Kunte's kind of power. They could survive anything. But then Europeans now came and said, no, you don't have to play football like that. You have to play it like this. You have to play it based on statistics, heat map, and all this and all that stuff. Africans are not wired like that. We start coaching. If you ask our coach, I want to play tiki-taka. I want to play like Pep Guardiola. I want to play like Jose Mourinho and packing the bus. We don't have the tools to do that. That's why I love the Germans. They have the tools to do what they want to do. Brazilians and Europeans started making you feel like if you flick the ball over the opposition's head, you have committed an offense. It's a foul. It's wrong. It's disrespectful. Brazilians play football like high life, like you're listening to high life music. They dance on the ball. They romance the ball. They flick and turn and twist. But then the European media start demonizing the people who do that. They start telling you, oh, how Ronaldo does not train, how he goes to party, how he goes to club. Meanwhile, your players that train in England don't win anything, but nobody talk about that. Gascoigne did all the training. He ended up an alcoholic, right? I could name all. Joe Cole. These are some of the most talented players that come out of England. But then the media start making you feel like those kind of players are bad players. Oh, why would the name I want to flick the Rabona over somebody's head? And then people start thinking like, okay, you know, when they make you start doubting yourself, that's what's happening with Brazil. The same thing for Africa. And it's a deliberate thing to position our mind at a place where we can never be. Steven Gerrard won the Nations Cup in 2013 with a team that was not really too flamboyant, but they were all powerful, like brute force, the Germany to the end. So I think that for Germany, if you look at Germany, when they won the World Cup in 1990, they had Rudi Völler, they have Jürgen Klinsmann, they have Lothar Matthäus, and the Bremer left side of the fence. They had a team, okay? Go back again to the Euros in 96. They had Klinsmann. They also had this guy that can score with his Olivier Bell. And they had all that team put together. Then go back to the 70s, 74. They had the Kaiser and the rest of them, and Muller. This current team does not have those kind of players, okay? It's going to be hard. When they won the World Cup in 2014, again, they have Miroslav Klose, even though he was coming from the bench. They have Muller. They have that young man that doesn't have respect for anybody that used to play for Chelsea that came in from the bench after they told him not to score. He still scored against Brazil in the semifinals. to lead them forward to 7-1, where the whole of Brazil was crying. The thing is, Germany doesn't have that kind of players right now. The next World Cup is prime for Italy to play in the finals. If Mancini doesn't get them to the finals, that's his own team. But it's prime for Italy to be in the finals, most likely against Argentina or anybody. But we will see, because the whole COVID and everything have changed the whole matrix of football. I don't know if everything will go according to the way they planned it, but let's see how that goes. Okay, but I think I agree with you 100% with England. And first off, the problem with English football is they don't have coaches. I've not seen anybody win the World Cup that their coach have not won their league for over 20 years. I've not seen. Remind me of one country where their coach have not won their indigenous league, their domestic league, for over 20 years. I've not seen anybody. Major World Cup winning countries. You must be a country that produces your own talent, that produces your own players, and your league is owned by your people. But look at England. Since 1992 up to date, there's not an English coach that have won the league. The last English coach to have won the league is Ray Wilkinson for Leeds United before the Premier League started. So it's going to be hard for me to even look at England. Holland is the one that I don't understand, because a country that have produced players like Ruud Gullit, Frank Rijkaard, Marco van Basten, Van Hoosen, Marco Vanmars, the Boer brothers, Clarence Seedorf, Edgar Davies, Dennis, the Wills, the Manners, Beckham, and the rest of these guys. Still, Winston Bogarde cannot win the World Cup. God, what do you need to produce to win the World Cup? I can understand Belgium, okay? This generation of players, they produce great generation of players, but they didn't produce a good coach. Come on. Take a coach from Wigan Athletic to come and win the World Cup or the Euros for you. I mean, they did well to get to the semifinals. That's what's going to happen. But you really need somebody who's at the ends, who really knows what it takes to get it done, and they don't have that. Matthias Oluwadamilaria, I say good morning to you, Idafima, to you. So thank you for the wonderful work you are doing. Thank you very much. Do you think it will be wise for Man United to offer Pogba that huge contract? And what is the implication on the whole thing? Thank you. Manchester United first focus is to change their coach. It's when they change their coach that we can be having this conversation. But I think that enough of the Pogba thing, because no matter what Pogba does, the class of 92 don't like it. And this is not something that comes out of this his first coming, but it is how he slapped Sir Alex Ferguson in the face and walked away to Juventus. Don't forget that Sir Alex Ferguson is still the puppet master that controls the Neville's opinion. Raheem is different, but Neville, Pascals, those guys who go on Sky Sports to determine whether you are good or you're not good. They are the ancient of days, the ancestors that determine whether you're good for Manchester United or you're not good enough for Manchester United. For as long as those guys have perceived beef, hatred, unforgiveness towards Pogba, there's nothing that Pogba will do that will make sense. But let's not forget that in this is Manchester United era. He won the World Cup in 2018, was very pivotal to the team. It's not like a bench warmer like Okocha in 94 for Nigeria. It was very pivotal. And recently when they won the Europe Nations League, it's also very pivotal to the team. So you can't say Pogba is not good. That's not something I can agree with you on. I would always say that Pogba is good. It's just like apple seed that people eat in Nigeria but can't grow in Nigeria. It's just in the wrong soil. If he goes somewhere else again, he will do it. So Manchester United's biggest fix is the coaching area. If you still give Pogba a contract, it will still be like extending Mesut Ozil's contract, where is and you've lost Santi Cazorla. It's not going to perform. It's a beautiful car without the engine. It's useless, joke, as far as I'm concerned. Temita, I think the culture in the French national team is different from that of their various club side. Pogba is a case study. Lifestyle is not an humble one. Shut up. You people Nigerians like to talk about humble that much. The word humble is always used out of context when it's coming out from the mouth of a Nigerian, because you don't even understand what being humble is about. Your definition of humble is greeting people, bowing down your head. See, guys, keep that aside. Football means nothing about being humble. Some of the greatest players in this world are very arrogant and they do well. Maradona did not need to be humble. Ruud Gullit, Frank Rijkaard, Ronaldo da Lima, Zinedine Zidane. These guys are not humble. You don't need to be humble. I mean, Ali did not need to be humble. Neither did Mayweather need to be humble. Humility is not part of the qualities of a good football player. Please stop using it when you're talking about football. Football and humility does not travel on the same road. It's like the blood of Jesus and prostitution. Hello? Or ritual killing. They don't move on the same road. Right? Don't use humble. Okay, not everyone in that United team have that mental strength to accommodate such personality. There will always be problem with either a player or a staff behind the scene. The French guys are full of life and too free in nature. Then then we have a problem at Manchester United. If those guys are bad people, then they're bad people. Sami Nasri, Benjamin Mendy, Eric Cantona, EDC. Crazy guys everywhere, but they're wonderful guys. Eric Cantona is still, in my books, the greatest player to ever play in the Premier League. And I'm an Arsenal fan. And Arsenal produced people like Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Robbie Pires, Dennis Beckham, and a host of others for the Premier League. But I tell you that by my books, the greatest player to ever play in the Premier League is Eric Cantona. So being a Frenchman and having attitude is not a problem. The thing is, if you're good, you're good. If you're not good, you're not good. Okay? Thierry Henry is not a humble guy. He's a snob, he's rude, he's arrogant. But guy, he made goal scoring an act. He took it from Alan Shearer, who was just scoring goals like somebody who was making love through missionary style, and gave us the back style, the Bukoho, the Samasoti style, all of the different positions. He brought Kamasotra to goal scoring. I would say it every day. Thierry Henry came to the Premiership and gave us Kamasotra as sex star. So don't talk about arrogance or not being arrogant. Humility is not the thing. Then Beckham look very humble, but it's very, very mean sometimes. Okay? And figure out today you really have my time, and thank you very much. Harvard is a better player at 21 than any German in history. I would disagree with you, bro. Even Libaski, Klinsmann, and co were not what player of the year, okay? Of the year caliber. They played better for national team than club. Is it not Tottenham Klinsmann went to? Okay. He played for Inter Milan, bros. In case you're forgetting. He also played for Bayern Munich, in case you're forgetting. Like in case you're forgetting. And when he came to Tottenham the first time, the time Tottenham ever got into the map, he was in. Okay, who can you compare to Ruud Gullit? No, come on. Bros, this is sacrilegious. What are you doing? And Rashford. And yet, it is Lothar Matthäus that went to the 1990 and won the World Cup. This German team can... Bros, now I know that you're richer than me. I'm not on your level, but I'm going to bet you, right? The next World Cup in Qatar, right? If Germany wins it, send me on any errand. Tell me to do anything I will do. I can't measure you anything. But I'm saying to you that Germany cannot win this next World Cup in 2022. Like, they cannot. Semi-finals is like overachieving. They can't even get to the semi-finals. But if Germany doesn't win the World Cup in 2022, and doesn't go to America and win the World Cup, bros, tell me what you will buy for me. I need a car anyway, a private jet. You can know you're worth it. You can afford it. Buy me a good car or a private jet. That'll be fine. But I'm telling you, bros, I'm going to, like, this is me going against my mentor for the very first time in my life, because I don't think I can. I put in a figure at the same place I put Alibaba and Richard Buffett, Joe. Very few people in that bracket anyway. So very few people. It's a pyramid top. It's a very, very mountaintop position. Very few people are there. I don't have too many people that good, that nice, that wonderful. Bros, I put everything on the line for you. Say Pogba is a lazy player that need workers around him. The same way Zidane was lazy. People forget this thing. France won the World Cup in 1998. Zidane collected a red card in that tournament. Zidane was useless until the finals. He scored 2 goals and we say he's the greatest player in the world. Say some of the greatest players are lazy. No big deal. The same way Ozil have always been lazy, needing great players around him. When Ozil had Rosicky and Santi Cazorla around him, it was great. When he had Marco Reus and the other guys around him, Mario Götze, it was great. But then when they needed him to show his greatness, see, bros, this is normal in football. It's normal. You know, Okocha, regarded as one of the greatest players to come out of Africa, as far as I'm concerned, one of the worst players to come out of Africa. That's a conversation for another day. That's a discussion for another day. And I always tell people when we get into that conversation, I say Okocha and Olise started the national team the same time. By the time Olise was retiring, Olise had more assists. He's a defensive midfielder than Okocha. I can't remember Okocha really helping us to win any game in that first 10 years. But he was talented. He wasn't really talented. So people playing in that position are mostly lazy people. Mostly very, very lazy people. Oftentimes, very seldom do you see people playing in that position, that Pogba position, that JJ's position, that Zidane's position, that are really, really strong. The game come up to them. They get to a place where it has to be like, okay, I have to play for my name now. The team is on me. The World Cup that France did not win in 2006, where Zidane go and headbutt the Italian player, that was a World Cup where Zidane played his best football. In 98, when they won the World Cup, that team was not really good. Do you know that team had Chapusat? Steven Gerrard, sorry. Chapusat was for Switzerland. Steven Gerrard as a top striker in that team. Thierry Henry scored only 2 goals in that tournament. So sometimes it's not about the lazy, because if we're talking about lazy, 7 players are lazy, then it's Beckham is lazy. Okay, sort of. Babatov, very, very lazy. But it doesn't take anything away from it. So if we use the word lazy, it's going to be relative. It's not really going to be comparative to, oh, you have to work like N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante hard work help if we not get creative players who can use one pass to decide the game. Okay? Sometimes it's all this or that. The thing is be good, be effective at where you are. Okay, the show is over. Sorry to those guys on Instagram today. I didn't read your messages as much. And the guys on YouTube, like I forgot you guys. So Laleko, Okelon, I say hi, bros. I came to do. Thank you very much. Friendly Beast. He said, good morning, sir. How can Nigeria dominate African football when we start producing players from our league and start dominating club football first? There's no country that its national team is really very successful without a successful league. That's the truth. Okay, at least averagely successful, because there are some countries now you're not going to point to me in Brazil, but their league is also doing good. Because if you look at the money and the kind of players that they're producing, we don't have that. We have players who run to North Africa to even go and get consistent playing time. If we develop our leagues very well and get good coaches, that's when we start dominating. Not this one that we depend on European Academy to produce players for us before we start playing, and then we start begging people like them in Afogara to help us travel to London, go to Germany, and help us go and scout for the next best player. And then we begin to use them to play. And we have more Igbo players in our team now that, sorry, no, I'm not being racist, please, but I'm just saying it's just me explaining that thing, okay? Ganatro, okay, I'm taking that from Ganatro already. So let me read out this message. Oh, yeah, Mama say, on Liverpool recreating the success they have enjoyed over the years, Liverpool need to use the City style of pumping in money. They don't have that kind of money. Season in, season out, get able deputy for their front three, which has been their biggest strength over the 3 years. Hence, another 30 years inside with that is loaded. Boss, I have a question for you about Pogba. Why does he shine for the French national team and flop for the United consistently? United doesn't have a coach. When they get a coach, he will do well. Don't forget, he performed well at Juventus. Okay, so it's not like he doesn't perform well at club level, he performed well at Juventus. When Mourinho was there, when he went on to win the Europa Cup, he also performed. Let's not forget that part. The thing is, in football, your bad days are more amplified than your good days. So you can have like 10 great seasons and 2 bad seasons. Those 2 bad seasons is what people will choose to remember. It's just the universality. Like if you've been a faithful husband for 20 years and then you cheat with your husband for 1 year, people will say all those 20 years you were hiding it if you're not in court. That's just the way it is. So I wouldn't say it's bad. I am Kenzo 28 says Vision needs to step up in the defense line. He has been lazy. This one lazy now, and I just use the word lazy anyhow. This guy's coming back from a almost career-ending injury. What do you expect? The body does not respond like that. Come on, go and study human anatomy and understand how the body recovers from injury. So let's go to Peter, and we're not there and round up this show as fast as possible. You guys have been great. You made me overshoot my time. But thank you very much. God bless every one of you. I love you guys. It's time to go. My name is Edafi Mathias. You love to come in the sports. It's been a lovely day with you. Let's do it again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is anything goes. So we'll do football. We'll talk about anything away from football. And thank you so much, my big brother, my mentor. I have a private jet coming. Load the private jet, load the person that money way you make for PDP. That we go use the money to buy private jet. In short, don't worry. I'll send you my bank account now. I'm waiting. I don't see Germany will win the next 2, 3, or 4 World Cup shot. Well, that's how I pack my bags and baggages. Pack my bags and leaving time. It was up to me that color. Just wish me well. Okay. Have a great day, guys. God bless you.
Morning, we catalyst go meet this guy with the Derek Chisora, the former British boxing champion. As you don't come out and say they give us motivation for inside this life. I say for this life we will this way, you live one life we get there, and very, very soon we will still pass that one life. And then what we go do, make people go take remember us and the things we do for God. And that thing ain't go last. And no any other thing, that thing go last. So we go do things, we go please God. And we still reason that matter finish that, so we go meet that sin fury. That guy will be give person one blow and 7 people go die. So and so Tyson Fury don't come out.